Hey guys, Stealth here. Welcome to the War Room. In this War Room, I'm going to be playing World of Warships as a background, mostly because there's a ×3 multiplier for the first battle of the day going on. So I'm going to take out various ships and hope to be able to talk and play at the same time. Now, first things first, I had a bit of a weird incident last week. I was driving around, heading to one of the business meetings that I usually go to, and I saw something along a road in the fields, and I was like, "What? What? Is that a patriot battery?" It was so weird. Turned out it was not exactly a patriot battery. It was, in fact, a truck that was upending its rear to dispose of its cargo. I was like, "Ugh, I think I may have been playing too much Wargame." Because if you mistake upended trucks or upended flatbeds then maybe, just maybe, you need to stop playing all of these military games. Anyway, I had a good laugh about that afterwards, and I hope you do too. Let me know if you have any of these things where you have, or you've seen, or you've done things, and you later go, that's something I usually do in Wargame. For example, a couple of years back ago, I was playing a lot of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2, which is the military shooter. Not, well, I'm not sure if you would call it military shooter. Pretty military, in the sense that you have to get hostages out of a building, you have to get objectives cleared, you have to clear rooms, etc. First-person shooter style. I believe it's one of the older Unreal engines. Anyway, when I was doing that, I found myself always looking for cover in-game. And that also translated to out of game. So outside of the battlefield, or outside of the game, I also started looking for cover automatically. Which of course is a bit unusual. Not that I was going to come under attack at any point, but at some point your brain just switches to this new mode where it just seems to go into the standard action of, okay, I'm always supposed to look for cover, where is cover here? Which of course doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Similarly, in World of, no, sorry, not in World of Warships, in Armored Warfare, and no, what's it called? Wargame. Wargame Red Dragon. In Wargame you always try to find out what exactly is going on, and have a good situational awareness. And I try to have exactly the same thing when I'm just walking down the street. What exactly is coming at me? Where are the people? Where are the cars? Where are the possible vectors, etc. So let me know in the comments. Have you been doing something similar? Have you, let's say, assimilated any traits from games that you've been playing, whichever it is? Let me know what kind of games you're playing and how those, let's say, habits have maybe translated over to your real life. I'm really looking forward to seeing your comments on that and seeing how exactly these things are influencing you in real life. Now, next up, going right over to a very touchy subject. Yesterday evening I was watching another episode from that Morgan Freeman show, or the Morgan Freeman presented National Geographic show about God's plan, or is everything just random? And it really got me to thinking, because he interviewed several people. Whoops, torpedoes incoming. He interviewed several people, some randoms, some religious people, and some probability experts. And he tried to get an answer out of them to ask, guys, is this all part of God's plan? Is there such a thing, or is it all just random? And one thing I found very interesting is that most people seem to be just confused by, let's say, probability. Probability in general can really play some tricks on you. Because what Morgan Freeman was saying is, okay, if something is to be classed as a miracle, let's say it has to have a chance of less than 1 in a billion. And he was talking to a probability expert, and the guy said, okay, so less than 1 in a billion. And he just took a deck of cards, took 6 random cards from the stack, and placed them open in front of him on the table. And, oh, that must have hurt. And he said, okay, would you call this a miracle? And Freeman said, no, of course not. You just picked 6 cards. What's the miracle about that? And the guy said, well, look, the chance of this exact grouping happening, of these exact cards in this order, and it really wasn't anything special, the chance of that happening is 1 in 14 billion, if I remember correctly. So, according to Morgan's own definition, that would have classed as a miracle. Now, personally, I don't believe in something like God's plan or it's all set, fate, stuff like that. I don't believe in it. Let me know if you do, and what your thoughts are on that. Again, I know it's a very risky thing to go into a video asking people to share their, let's say, religious or semi-religious beliefs. But seeing how last time seems to have worked out alright, I am up for it. If you guys can stay respectful to each other. And of course, if you can't, then we're gonna have a bit of an issue. Anyway, other things that I've been up to. Lots of World of Warships lately. I finally got my Tier 9 aircraft carrier, USS Essex. I'll definitely show that off later. But I found that I play a lot more warships, and if I want to play well, I will play aircraft carriers. I mentioned this in one of the last week's war rooms, where I said, okay, look at your 80-20 result, which 80% of results is coming from 20% of your units, forces, whatever. And, oh, this walkie-talkie's firing at me. Don't do that, sir. And, oh, he's going to be in trouble himself. Look at that. Anyways, my 80% of results, 80% of the XP that I can generate for my team will come from aircraft carriers, which is about 20% of the units. So I basically entirely stopped playing other classes of ships. Boom. Headshot. I stopped playing other classes of ships, such as cruisers, destroyers, whatever. I just don't play them anymore. Basically because I find that I don't do as well as I can do in an aircraft carrier. Now, of course, being one of those people who's obsessed with numbers and stats, I always track my numbers, and according to the, I think it's wowsnumbers.com, I am now a Unicum or Super Unicum player of aircraft carriers. I really don't think I'm that good, but of course it's nice to have one of those stats sites say that and claim that. Now let's see if I can get the drop on this St. Louis, who seems to be completely oblivious to me being here, up to this point. Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going to maneuver or not? And if not, he is going to be very soon getting a few torpedoes jammed into the side of his hull. Now, where was I? Yes, lots of World of Warships. Played a little bit of Wargame Red Dragon, at least in the sense of multiplayer. Of course, there was a lot of the Second Korean War revised going on, and you guys have asked me to do more of these campaigns. The thing is, the mod that I was using was only specifically for the Second Korean War. The other mods have not been adjusted. So, sure, I can play the other campaigns again, but they would just be the vanilla campaigns, and I don't think that those are particularly interesting without any kind of mods or adjustments, because it's nothing that you haven't seen before on this channel. I think that so far I covered, I think, all of the campaigns at least twice. Once with a mod and once without a mod. And probably also got a few mod replays in there. So maybe they're all up by 3 times now. So I think that's enough for the campaigns. We've seen this, we've played it. What more is there? But if there are any active mods out there that you think would be good to look at, then please let me know. Because, of course, I'm very interested in seeing changed units or changed mods or whatever. seeing how these things can be adjusted and how they can make the campaigns more interesting. The Second Korean War, I gotta say, it felt way too easy. As you may have seen, a lot of these units went down extremely quickly, and there really wasn't that much hard work that I had to do. Which, it's a bit sad that it was so easy, but at the same time, come on, sending countless waves of warthogs and Apaches to deal with tanks, what's not to like? Getting Leopard 2A5s, Leclercs, M1A2s, all of these good tanks together, what's not to like? So I definitely enjoyed that part of the campaign, and I believe it's been turned into a campaign that's quite a lot harder ever since I started covering that. Anyway, aside from that, I went to a very interesting meeting last Saturday, or this Saturday really. It was a meeting for expats, so people who are not from the Netherlands and who want to learn Dutch. Now, I can tell you that Dutch is a very tough language to learn. And most people coming from various languages, I've seen Spanish, English, what was there, Croatian? I've been talking to a Croatian girl. It was all a lot more complicated for them. Of course, learning any language is tough, and I really applaud these people for doing that. The thing about this meeting was that the organization was just terrible. Oh, torpedoes? No thanks. The organization was terrible. We were going to be eating pancakes, and the pancakes were supposed to be served to about 30 people. And I'm not talking about American pancakes, I'm talking about these, let's say, Dutch pancakes, which are about the size of a plate, and we usually cover them with sugar or syrup. Now, when I got to the meeting, and of course I was on time, there was nothing arranged yet. And I was like, dude, what's going on? Because according to me, and according to what I've been seeing on your website, you have 30 people coming to this meeting. And the woman who was there, who was one of the organizers, went, yeah, well, the guy organizing it, and he's not very good at communicating. The guy who's organizing it has not yet been, or has not yet made it here. He's still buying the ingredients. I was like, what? Your meeting is supposed to start. People are going to start coming in. Do you have anything arranged? And she went, well, no, he's just gonna get the ingredients and hope for the best, basically. So that was interesting. Then the guy got back with the ingredients, and he forgot the eggs. Now, eggs are a pretty crucial part of pancakes, or at least they are in the usual recipe. So I thought, okay, well, luckily there's a supermarket right across the street, so that can be fixed. However, we only had one pan or one frying pan to make these pancakes with. So let me get this straight. These guys want to make pancakes. Let's say people eat 2 pancakes. So that's about 60 pancakes for the entire group. And they want to do that with one pan. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really see how that is going to possibly work. So in the end, I ended up taking charge of pretty much the whole meeting. I ended up taking charge of whatever was going on there. I sent out some people to go across the street to the supermarket to get these prefab pancakes, which we would just depose into the microwave to get heated up. And sent someone else out for name tags. I split the group up into several tables because it's very hard to have a conversation with 30 people and practice Dutch. So split them up into smaller segments or smaller sections, and that really worked out well. I had a lot of fun that night, but how is it possible that someone organizing a meeting is so incredibly incapable of just preparing something like this? I mean, this was his party, this was his show, and he just completely blew it. Talking about blowing, let me just blow this aircraft carrier out of the water. That's a couple of hits. That's a couple more Splash 1 aircraft. Ooh, he got the kill? Oh, that's nasty. I was hoping I could get 5 kills on this one. Oh well. Let's see, there's supposed to be another aircraft carrier down here somewhere. Hello. Hello, hello. Anyway, I had a lot of fun with that meeting, and I got back pretty late. Also, the weather out here was great, so they really weren't expecting all of these 30 people, because normally, Clemson, that is uncalled for. Normally, the weather out here, if the weather is good, causes everyone to just go outdoors and stay outdoors and have fun outdoors. This Clemson's really going to be a problem, isn't he? Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Damn it, I'm on fire. Okay, maybe playing World of Warships together with doing a war room is not such a good idea. I'm waiting for another game currently. Stellaris. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, but Stellaris is created by Paradox. So it's the same devs as, I believe, Crusader Kings. I've never actually played Crusader Kings myself, but from what I've been hearing, it's a good game. And these guys apparently really know how to make games. Now, Stellaris is out today, May 9th, and I'm really hoping I can get a press key so that I can show the game off to you guys. And for those unfamiliar with it, it's a 4X game, which means, let me look that up, exploration, expand, exploit, and exterminate. Not specifically in that order. Your goal is to lead a civilization, basically in the lines of Civilization, and to make sure that that civilization thrives, whatever way, shape, or form you decide to do that. And of course you can use all of the tools at your availability. You can go for an armed approach, you can go for a peace-loving approach, whichever you see fit. I am really concerned about this Clemson shooting at me, by the way. That thing has way more firepower than I do at close range. Anyway, Stellaris, I sent in a press release or a press review key request, and I'm hoping to get that thing today so I can start showing off those campaigns or those things. And that's probably going to take a long while. It may replace Wargame campaigns as they're going to come in. Talking about Wargame, I've heard absolutely nothing whatsoever from the devs from Wargame about any kind of future development. I don't know what they're working on. I do know that they have been playing, or have been working on, a sort of rehashed version of Active Aggression. I'm not... Well, of course, I'm sure why they're doing it, because it's their supposedly new cash cow. Unfortunately, they kind of poorly executed the whole thing. And that, I believe, is not going to get them clients in the long run. But anyway, let's just see how that's going to perform. If I get any kind of news from the devs, I will of course immediately let you guys know. Because we are all waiting for the next wargame. This could get exciting. Oh, a couple of rounds in. Yep, got him. Other things that have been going on. I've been playing Crossout, as you guys have seen lately in the videos. The thing is with Crossout, there is going to be another progress wipe. We're still in the closed beta test, and that means that there will be one more wipe before the game goes live. So any progress I make right now is going to get wiped out anyway, which is not that motivating to play, because of that, everything that I do now is going to get deleted anyways. So that's more or less I might not play anyway, because it's just going to get wiped anyway. So I'm probably not going to be doing too many Crossout videos lately, because of exactly that. And if I've learned anything from Armored Warfare, is that I do not want to get a press account. A press account ruins the game for me. So instead of doing that, I decide to just lay off on the game for now. lay off on the game and wait for the thing to get out of closed beta. And once that's done, I can then go for full tilt and get these things to work, start working on designs, and start grinding up the trees. Yesterday, by the way, I had a very interesting game with a newer player from Wargame Red Dragon, and I turned that into a sort of a coaching call. I have recorded that, and it's going to be up on the channel, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday. Other things that you can expect this week is more World of Warships. As mentioned, not directly a campaign in the sense of having done all of those, but just if you guys have any mods that might be interesting, let me know, and I'll happily look at those, install them, and see if they're any good for a campaign. Otherwise, there is another game coming up soon, which is Hearts of Iron 4. I don't know if it actually has a release date at this date. I don't think so. But it's still going to be interesting to play that. And again, I hope to get a review key so I can start playing that game as well. Now let's try not to get myself into a jam here. I really don't see how I'm ever going to win this inside of 30 seconds. But hey, I had a good run. Anyway, the Wargame coaching coming up Tuesday. If you guys would like to do, or would like to get coached in a way by me, you can do so through the Patreon link in the description. That's where you can sign up for my Patreon page, become a supporter for the channel, and... oh no! Oh, Jesus Christ, that was close. Torpedo wasn't armed yet. And then, as a reward, I will do a coaching with you. Aw, damn it. Only 1300 XP for that. Oh well. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this week's War Room. I'm sorry it was a bit more hectic than usual. The reason for that is that, of course, I was playing World of Warships, so I had to do thinking, maneuvering, and attacking at exactly the same time as I did the talking. Hope it was not too hectic for you. I'm gonna head off, play one more match of World of Warships, and then probably start doing Insanity again, the very tough workout, before this whole place becomes a small oven, because my apartment tends to go up to about 28 degrees Celsius. So it's gonna get really, really warm here. Have a good week, make it a good one. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of, let's say, Fate, or is it all random? And what kind of games you would like me to play. I've put up links to Stellaris, to my Patreon page, and to other relevant things in the description down below, so if you have any further questions or further information, look down there. And otherwise, just have a good week, enjoy the videos, and I'll see you soon.